Hi everyone, it's Craig and welcome to another Success with Craig coaching module. And if you're here listening to me for the first time, really my mission and my ambition really is to look to help you to change your thinking, raise your game and believe in the possibilities that lie within you, around you and before you. Over my years as a successful entrepreneur, I've really developed a strong belief, some core beliefs that we can literally learn, do and become all we want to. And I'm a firm believer that every single one of us can learn and acquire certain attributes to become, do, contribute and achieve all we desire in life. And I want to talk to you on a later show about going from a point of personal development to a point of contribution. But right now, what I want to do with you is I want to explain something to you. I want to explain mindset. I want to explain your response and how your response to any challenge in life, you know, any obstacle, anything that may come your way, your response, or in many cases reaction, can really shape your destiny, can really shape, you know, what you bring about. So what I want to share with you is what I've learned to be a circle of influence, a circle of inspiration. And I'm just gonna draw this out for you because I've pinched one of my little girl's pens and a bit of paper off Isabella's printer while they're at school, because otherwise I would clearly be in trouble without asking. And you know, visually I'm going to be really honest with you. You know, drawing is not necessarily one of my strong points. However, my mum would beg to differ. And there's things in life we need to understand. There's things that I guess we can influence, and there's really an understanding is. Okay, so I want to share this with you. I'm not sure if you can see that very clearly, but this is really the circle of influence, and everything in life, every obstacle, every challenge, everything positive will fall into this influence. And there's things in life we can control, there's things in life we must accept, and there's things in life we can influence. And this is really where you need to shape your response. You need to shape how you see things, how you perceive things, because you know, if you look at what do we actually control? Well, we control our choices, our beliefs and our actions. You know, from an early age, through social conditioning, through the environment we find ourselves in, we often find that our beliefs are things that we've adopted from other people. And, you know, we're kind of born into this world, I guess, as a blank canvas. But through the parenting, through the social conditioning, through the environment that we find ourselves in, we start to really condition and shape our beliefs. And we live our lives by our daily beliefs. Well, look, on another show I'm going to talk to you about personal development, because I believe when you grasp the concept of understanding that you are 100% in control now of shaping your beliefs as a young adult, as a grown-up, however you want to perceive things, whether you're a teenager, whether you're in your late teens, your early teens, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, it really is starting to believe that, and your 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, by the way, it is starting to believe that you can shape your beliefs through choosing your influence, through choosing your environment. But there's things we can control, and we control our actions, we control our responses. So the only thing that you're truly in control of is the choices you make and the actions you take. So in my humble opinion, you have the ability to become, achieve and contribute all you desire, because what you think about most of the time you'll bring about. And we'll talk about the law of attraction on a later show, and this is where I really want you to be engaged. So if you're here for the first time, you know, get subscribed, get stuck in, and we're going to really share some things that can shift your mindset and help you have a paradigm shift to become, you know, an influential person in your life and those that are around you. So the things you can control are really your actions and your choices and your actions you take. The second thing is understanding that there's things that I guess we must accept. You know, I'm here in Spain at the moment. The weather is absolutely beautiful, but actually, regardless, the weather is something I'm unable to influence. You know, whether it's wind, rain or shine, it's something that I have to accept. And my response to more often than not, the weather can really shape the positivity of my day. You know, how often do people wake up and think, God, it's dark, or God, it's raining? Well, look, you know, we need to learn to avoid allowing outside influences shape our day really, unless it's something we choose to do. So look, the weather, regardless, the weather's not going to shape whether you have a great day, whether you achieve all you set out to achieve, you know, whether excuse me, whether you influence people, whether you contribute to your industry, to your market, to your job. You know, for those of you that are in employment, for those that you run your business, you've got to show up. Regardless, you've got to dress up and show up regardless of the weather. You know, there's things in the world that where we have to accept. Like, there's crazy people in the world that do crazy things. You know, there's governments. There's, you know, who's in the government? Who's going to be the next prime minister, the next president? You know, the next, you know, the heir to the throne. These are things that we accept, and they're things that, you know, are in our outer environment. But the things that we have to accept. But we also need to understand is we can appreciate them and value them for what they are. But bottom line, in my opinion, who's the President of the United States? Who's the Prime Minister of the UK? The next heir to the throne in whatever country? You know, the weather. These things do not shape my ambition. You know, and I've learned over the years, in the 16 plus years I've been an entrepreneur, I've learned that actually, regardless of who's in government, regardless of the weather, regardless on what, you know, negativity is going on in the world today, these things they bounce off my positive bubble. You know, I have my bubble of positivity, which I'll talk to you about on a Law of Attraction podcast. But it's understanding that these are things that we have to accept. They're not things that shape us. What shapes us is our choices and our actions of today, in the moments of today when no one else is watching. And then importantly, and this is a biggie for me, there's things that we can influence. And you've got the opportunity to influence people through positivity, through ambition, through, you know, strong beliefs, through core values that shape you on the inside and that can influence your environment on the outside. You know, for those of you that do know me, I've got two beautiful daughters. They're, you know, they're literally my inspiration. They're my passion. And, you know, as a doting father, I absolutely love everything about them. And, you know, the values that they're learning, the opportunity that I get to influence through the way I've personally developed my mind, the way I continue to develop my mind, is having an influence on them that is literally priceless. You know, they're confident, they're adventure-filled little girls that are willing to try anything. You know, they speak 3 languages. The fact that I've been able to uplift them and bring them out to Spain and stick them into Spanish school, and, you know, I remember some good friends of mine when they stuck their children into Spanish school, and their little girl said, well, how are we going to speak Spanish? And her reply was, her father's reply was simply, you know, how did you learn English? And, you know, and it's really about influencing your children to have a mindset of capability, a mindset of possibilities. And this is why I want to do these coaching programs with you. So look, there's things you can control, there's things you must accept, and there's things that you can influence. And when you can have a refined appreciation for the 3 core responses to any challenge, this will enable you to become more solution-minded and orientated around going from where you are to where you want to be. So look, I hope you can be more influential in your life. I hope you can take more responsibility for the things that you control. And look, I wish you all the best, all the success that you're willing to work for, because I have a belief that you really need to look to raise your game, shape your environment, and believe in the possibilities that lie within you, around you, and before you. Have a fantastic day.